Why are we doing what we're doing, and what do we want women to know? Receive this. Welcome back to the final segment of today's Woman Show. We are here with Colleen Clines. I have to tell you, I enjoyed so much the photos and the imagery of you and your sister and the work that you all are doing here in Louisville. It is an honor to have you here on the show with us. Just tell us just a little bit, working with your sister.
Yes.
I mean, come on. Yeah, that's got to be tough, fun,
Sure.
all the things. So tell us about it.
So my sister Maggie and I work really well together because we both have strengths and weaknesses and balance each other out. She's much more technical in her work. She went to architecture school. I'm a little bit more loose and free-flowing, so I went to landscape architecture school, love plants. So that kind of like tells kind of a bit about our backgrounds, but definitely we can push each other's buttons. We know exactly which ones to push. We've worked together for 10 years. So over the years, we've had the pleasure of also having a great therapist who has helped us work through how to just communicate better, really.
Well, that is fabulous. I know that many of us wish we could work with family, but we cannot. So let's talk about the Ancho Project. Tell us a little bit about what it is, how it got going, and why people should be tuning into it.
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit social enterprise. We work with 180 women in India who were trafficked in the sex trade or survivors of domestic violence. And we provide technical skills training and textiles and design, as well as full-time jobs to these 180 women. And the products that they create, like the scarf that I'm wearing, are all hand-stitched from either vintage saris or organic cotton. And we've sold and made now over 80,000 products over the years. But all of this started when I was in graduate school at Rhode Island School of Design. And I had this aha moment during a class that I was taking, is that I'm really passionate and love design, but I also wanted to do good. And I think everybody's career opportunities, what you're doing with Today's Woman, we all have the power to design change. And that when I got to visit some of the women in India, that distance felt not as far, and learned a lot about how we can all support each other worldwide.
Well, I have to say, kudos to you. I think it takes a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, we are talking about driving authentic sisterhood across race. So you are a white woman that went over to India, and I am certain that was not easy and that there were some barriers. How did you overcome those?
I think we've always had such a strong partnership with local NGOs on the ground. I'm not the white savior in this scenario. I'm not the face of this organization. It is the women and leaders locally in the community who are doing the recruitment, doing the training. We're just there to support each other, and it's really such a strong collaboration.
Gosh, well, that tells me a lot, and that you've certainly done your homework, right? Because that has been, and I know that I'm going way somewhere that we're not even like part of the article, but the reality is it's always been a little bit of the apprehension when you're going into other cultures, and there's a fear of, you are coming to save us and we don't need saving, we need help. How did you educate yourself so that you knew that when you were going in that the women would receive you?
So I think my design training actually taught this process. So as a human-centered designer, you approach these situations where you are there to learn. You're there to listen. And that kind of cycle that we use, the design thinking model, really allows for something that's well-balanced and not top down.
Sure, absolutely. I love that. Absolutely love that. Again, I can't say enough, because if you have not seen the issue or the article on these two, it really is really breathtaking. I mean, the energy with you and your sister, I was definitely drawn to it. Outside of, is this your passion? Are there other things that you all are passionate about?
This is a strong passion. I never set out to pursue textile design or start an organization, much less a nonprofit. I am really passionate about plants still and love the outdoors, and I think just community engagement in women in general is really where my passions lie. So that kind of melds all of them together.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to become your friend because I can't keep plants alive, and I so wish I could. So wish I could. But I do want to come back to this because at the end of the day, when you don't have a tribe, when you don't have women to lean on, you know, in the previous segment, we were talking about family, and I didn't really get into depth with it, but I have a granddaughter that I now have full time. And it is a tribe of women that is kind of helping me through this phase of my life. So I know working with your sister, you know, cannot be easy, but why is it so critical that you guys figure it out and make it work?
I think, you know, my mom taught us in the very beginning is like, we would fight and have little arguments, and she was like, sat us down and she's like, look, you guys are gonna be each other's best friends through and through no matter what. So you gotta work through this to support each other. And I think beyond family too, in India, all of our artisans, it's common for them to call each other sister, but in Hindi it's Didi. So we call each other Didi all the time within our office and, you know, my sister as well. So I think regardless, sisterhood is such a powerful thing. I would not be here today without the sisters in this room right now.
I love it. I love it. So I know that we're almost at time and we have to wrap, but we always talk about all the good, right? I'm certain there have been some moments where you wanted to walk away.
Sure.
And that's probably polite. I'm sure there's some other things you might have wanted to do to your sister. But tell us a little bit about some times that you all had to fight through and remember that you were each other's Didi and remember what Mom said.
Sure. I think we've both had our health scares. I had cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma at the very beginning of starting Ancho. And I think that when those are the moments, like the challenges personally, I think recognizing beyond like business challenges is like personally that we're there to support each other, and that's kind of the most important part. And despite challenges on the ground in India or shipment delay, which has like been part of the saga this year, is like we're doing something for our higher purpose and power.
Fantastic. Awesome. I love your vibe and your energy. Welcome to the Sisterhood, girlfriend. It has been an absolute pleasure for everyone that is tuned in with the first episode of Today's Woman. As we leave you and bring all the women back, there's a couple things that I want to make sure that you all are keeping abreast of. Don't forget, mark your calendars, Race to Privilege will be launching in 2022. It is an episodic illustration, cartoonish podcast, if you will, of 5 women of different backgrounds that are living their best lives, but not doing it all the way the world wants them to do it. It'll be a lot of fun, another outlet for how We See You Sis connects women from all different backgrounds. We'll see you back soon.